Have you guys ever thought about what it would be like to just be dropped in the middle of a romantic comedy? Dropped in the middle of the magic, in the middle of the music and the bright colors? Let's talk about Isn't It Romantic? Roll it. Isn't It Romantic? The latest Valentine's Day romantic comedy that everyone needs to see. It just came out last week. It is hilarious. Rebel Wilson, Adam Devine, Priyanka Chopra, and Liam Hemsworth come together to create this cast of outrageous romantic comedy humor and creates a funny and enjoyable time at the theater. So we get introduced to Rebel Wilson's character, and she is an architect working at this office in New York that is not the best office in the world. It's very dirty, it's very dark, not a lot of bright colors, no open spaces. The employees seem to think that she isn't worth anything. She lives in a small apartment and it stinks all the time. So she's in this world that she kind of is just a part of. She's not really enjoying, she's not really thriving in, she's just in this world. But for some reason, she loves it. She loves the regularity of New York City. She loves the bad smell. She just feels at home in this environment. As we get through the first 5-10 minutes of the movie, we find out that her character hates romantic comedies. She hates the idea of a Prince Charming coming to save the day, and that a woman is not able to be friends with other women in this world of a romantic comedy, and that everything smells good all the time, and that everything's bright colors and everybody's so nice. She just finds it super unrealistic and not genuine. So through some crazy circumstances, she ends up waking up in a romantic comedy version of her real world. So she's still in New York, she's still in the same place that she was before, but everything's pink and bright colored, and there's flowers everywhere, and there's people riding bikes and singing songs and dancing, and everybody's nice to each other. This very unrealistic world of New York that she's not used to and that she doesn't really like that much. So as we're dropped into this world, we get a sense that she's not very comfortable. She's not very excited, even though it's a much better world than the one she was in before. Her apartment's much bigger. People are so much nicer to her. People pay attention to her. She gets more done at work and she's more successful. Just feels not at home. She feels uncomfortable with this idea of the romantic comedy world. She quickly realizes that she has to figure out some way to get back to reality. She has to figure out how to either fall in love or find somebody to fall in love with her, just like every romantic comedy. So she realizes that, and she has to figure out this way to get back to the real New York, her real world. As she's on this journey, we get introduced to Priyanka Chopra's character and Liam Hemsworth, Adam Devine, who is her best friend in this movie, and they go through this journey of falling in love in the romantic comedy world, and they go on dates with all these people, and they have all these crazy experiences that are very unrealistic in modern New York and in modern society. Because of that, the filmmakers were able to put us in this dreamscape-like world. They were able to make fun of themselves throughout the movie. They were able to make fun of these stereotypes that we see in a lot of romantic comedies without making us lose interest and without making us get annoyed with the fact that they're making fun of themselves. All the little details that we find in the movie and all the little quirks that come from romantic comedies and from these heroic people, they just worked really well. They worked in their favor to make the pacing go well throughout the movie. They made it work in their favor to just make it a funny and enjoyable movie to sit through and watch with a big group of people and have a good laugh. Rebel Wilson and Adam Devine have been in a lot of movies together. They're very commonly seen on screen together, and this one is no exception. Their banter and their chemistry is just as on fire as it was in the Pitch Perfect franchise, and they did a great job in this movie. Putting Isn't It Romantic next to other comedies and other romantic comedies in the category, I would give it a pretty good score. It was a good movie to watch. It was a great time in the theater. It was very funny. The pacing was very well done. I was never bored. I was never wanting the movie to be over, wanting to move on to the next scene. They put in just the right amount of cringy moments that we think of when we think of cheesy romantic movies. Just enough empowering moments of her figuring out herself and her life, and they put enough love story in it for us to believe in the love story without it being unrealistic. Rebel Wilson has done a lot of these roles. She's done How to Be Single. She's done the entire Pitch Perfect franchise. She's done a lot of these roles where she's just like the quirky, loud person who owns the stage, she owns the screen, and she is the presence on that movie. She does not hold back in this one either. She does a great job creating this character and creating this atmosphere of the Isn't It Romantic world, and it is hilarious. She does an amazing job of just putting us in this landscape and making fun of the landscape the entire time and making fun of herself the entire time. And it makes for a really good movie and a really great time in the theater. So that being said, I am going to put this movie on the popcorn scale. The popcorn meter, I give it a buy a ticket review. This movie is worth seeing in the theater. It is worth taking the time to catch it in theaters. But if you can't catch it opening weekend, if you can't catch it on a busy time to fill with a theater, that's okay, because it is still worth the enjoyment of sitting in the theater and watching it on the big screen because of the comedy elements and the unique nature of the actual film that you're put into this world, and it's kind of a movie within a movie, and you're able to see this interesting universe that they created. I would highly recommend seeing it in theaters. Go buy a ticket. When you're in there, catch the little details. That's what makes this movie so great. All the street signs, all the people walking around, all the little things in the background is what makes this movie truly hilarious and what makes them make fun of themselves throughout the movie and makes it a cheesy romantic comedy. Isn't it romantic, guys? What did you think? If you've seen it, go ahead and leave a comment below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos, more reviews, go ahead and subscribe and keep an eye out as they're being posted. Either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. And as they say in the movie business, that's a wrap.